Guys, Bitcoin is still obviously very bullish. I'm still holding every single long. We've been just continuously passively holding our longs ever since I'd say a month ago, where Bitcoin just broke out of 70k. Even though we did not talk about the bottom, we did not predict the bottom, I actually flip-flopped, changed my words, and actually became from bearish into bullish once we got above 70, and I'm still holding on into the long we actually took when we were bearish. Funny enough, when Bitcoin was at 66.8k, we were waiting potentially for lower, but we still managed to not only to take the long, but also to understand that even though if you are bearish, you can still enter longs, and if the long lives for longer and you flip structure and break structure from bearish into bullish, you can absolutely just hold on to it, because nothing is telling us to close it. So I don't rarely ever close a trade fully, you know me guys, and I also try to maximize the long-term profits, not the short-term ones. Hence why I actually entered that specific long as a little scalp long, I think a month and a couple of days ago. However, we found out and we happened to get an amazing trade holding it from the low all the way higher. But also, everybody obviously knows that once we got above 70, we then started saying that I'm going to be expecting 80 at least to be hit. And if 80 is cleared, we can absolutely just go and continuously go higher to 86. And I'm still just holding on into my bullish bias. Not because obviously I want you guys to read the title, read the thumbnail, and just randomly gamble into a long. That is absolutely not the way to do it. Because as you've heard from the introduction, I was obviously bearish here, but Bitcoin kept on going, and then I changed my word. So absolutely, again, just to make it very clear and concise, even though probabilistically, mathematically, I'm still kind of leaning bullish, waiting for higher, and it would also make sense for us to quickly and easily clear this, especially with the negative funding rate. I do feel that Bitcoin can easily, just as quickly as we dropped from like 86 to I'd say even 78, we can also do the same thing when we're going up. So I technically expect higher. However, just for the slim chance that I'm actually quote unquote wrong, I'm not trying to be right, but if I was to be wrong, obviously Bitcoin can absolutely put the high here and then start breaking structure. But the good thing about being a profitable real trader, not someone who just shouts up and down, is because obviously if Bitcoin breaks 80 and then goes to like 77, I'll obviously get the chance to short somewhere at the bottom before we go and hold on to it and then find lower. So obviously, similar to what we've done here, we were bearish, but we caught onto a long and then we kept it open. We could technically, again, if Bitcoin just all of a sudden wants to drop, we can technically find a little scalp short, hold it open, and then all of a sudden we find ourselves with a short from the top, similar to the one we took now, or we had taken from the bottom as a long. However, right now, just to make it quite clear, I'm still bullish. Nothing has changed. I mean, we either get the pump I'm waiting for, or a clear break of structure, losing, I guess, important support lines, losing 80k, and then losing, I'd say, 77.7. These are the kind of local time frame support zones, and these are also the levels I've been obviously waiting for longs. Like if Bitcoin today goes and does a fake out at 80k, that would be a lovely long to take. However, if this doesn't succeed, or we even just quickly drop from it, I'll be waiting for 78.5 all the way lower to 77.7. This is the second level to look for. So I'm looking for longs if we drop, and I also continuously holding longs. There's no reason, guys, for you to actually become bearish at the top yet.